Hey everyone, meteorologist Payne Langford here on this bright and early Saturday morning, or I guess not bright because pretty cloudy. Had a little bit of stormy action earlier. Not too concerned about that. However, more storms are pushing into the area. So we'll jump right into Mega Doppler, show you what's going on. Nolan says, here we go again. Not quite with tornado potential, but there is a lot of strong winds associated with this line. So I'll go ahead and pause the Mega Doppler here, kind of show you what we're working with. Look at this strong line of storms that stretches from Bonita all the way through Muskogee, all the way down to Chandler. So the reason hopping on the live stream is it's a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. So what that means is some pretty strong winds, 70 miles per hour winds. There's not a lot of hail with this. I'll show you the pockets of hail. It's mostly down at the southern part. But the reason we're hopping on is 70 miles per hour winds. That, might be enough to break down some small limbs. So we're just giving you a heads up. And there is a ton of lightning with this as well. Seems like there might be a little bit more down in the southern part, but still nonetheless. As far as any rotations, not a whole lot. Of course, the radar. Let me turn off that lightning. It gets annoying. Radar's right here. I might switch to the Fort Smith radar just because there's a lot of what's called attenuation. Might not be the best reading, but don't really see any areas of rotation along this line. And you can look at something called spectrum width, which does show us where is it? Oh, which kind of shows us where the line is. I know it's kind of hard to see, but it's a lot more turbulent down here. Anyways, don't need to get into science at 6 in the morning on a Saturday. But that's what we're watching. Let me show you where this is headed. So there's a track. Go ahead. Whoops. Take my camera off there. So tracking this out, it's moving at about 60 miles per hour. And so just in a little bit, Spavinal at 623, Jay at 636. Won't get to Northwest Arkansas for a little bit. Bella Vista just after 7 o'clock. And then Fayetteville, 7:21, Eureka Springs, 7:30. So that's kind of timing it out over the next hour and a half. But yeah, some pretty strong winds. So we're going to keep an eye on this, especially if there is any rotation. Earlier, when it was west of Tulsa, it was what's called outflow dominant. And so that, when I woke up, that was like 4-ish in the morning. I was like, okay, there's not really any tornado potential. But this is catching up a little bit to that outflow boundary. So part of it might become balanced. And so there might be a little bit of spin within the whole line itself. Not really seeing anything. But again, let's see if I can do the velocity here. We'll look at the velocity in our graphic system. So there's the radar, Ninola. Here's the line. Yeah, get the camera. So you can, actually, you can't see the line. There's the line. Looking for maybe any small spins that might be embedded. Nothing really too concerning. I might go ahead and flip to this radar. Let's go ahead and do SRX, Fort Smith. That way we don't have a ton of attenuation. So again, there's that severe thunderstorm warning. A considerable severe thunderstorm warning. Again, 70 miles per hour winds if you're just hopping on. Bit of a ways away from the radar. Not great presentation. We'll stick with that. So if you're just hopping on, considerable severe thunderstorm warning will eventually be pushing into Northwest Arkansas. That's why I kind of hopped on the live again. So it'll be a while before it's here, probably about an hour for parts Northwest Arkansas. I'll probably get to I-49 in about an hour. I can go ahead and do a track. I think it's still moving at about 60 miles per hour towards the southeast. Good thing is there's not a whole lot of hail, just some strong winds. 70 miles per hour winds. There you see that hail size on your screen. Just under an inch. So there's some small hail in there. and I don't think we'll be seeing a lot of hail. I'm not seeing many reports. The reports I am seeing, I'll show you what I'm looking at on Mega Doppler. Here's some of the local storm reports. So these are all for wind. These are for wind 65 miles per hour, 73 miles per hour, 63 miles per hour. So there are some pretty strong winds with this. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and track this out for you here. Get rid of the warning. Ooh, why is that not working? Stand by. Thing didn't want to work. All right. How come that wanted to work? Huh. That's weird. Stand by. For some reason, the track thing is like not wanting to work. Here's what I will do. I will delete this one. Put this one back. All right. Voila. So there's kind of the timing of the next little bit, next hour-ish. Let me move that down here. So if you're wondering when it'll get to Rogers or when it'll get to Fayetteville or Lincoln, there's kind of the timing. And, if you live in between like Colcord and Fayetteville, you can kind of interpolate that timing. So likely getting to Fayetteville around 7:21. So I was just kind of giving you a heads up. You have about an hour. So, but again, it could get pretty noisy. And something we're also concerned with, and this is a sleeper setup, as I've been saying, not in terms of tornado potential, as sometimes that phrase is used, but flooding potential. Let me show you Mega Doppler. Considerable flash flooding in northern Boone County and in southern central Missouri over towards Branson and Gainesville. Considerable flash flooding. So you have a lot of training of these storms that have been going all morning. And so we're seeing a lot of rain. So 2.5 inches of rain have fallen, and another 1 to 2 inches are expected. So flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. That is another one of the hazards we were concerned with. And flooding, in case you didn't know, is the second deadliest weather phenomenon and is the deadliest severe weather phenomenon. Behind heat. So yeah, flooding, definitely a big problem. Could be. It has been this morning for Southwest Missouri. And that could be a problem for us around Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley here this weekend. Might even see it today. Could see it Sunday as well, and maybe even Monday. So let's go back to this. Maybe I'll show you a model, kind of what this looks like as it pushes through. Model might be complete trash. Who knows? Haven't looked at it. So when this thing comes through, it'll come through likely fairly fast. So it's a little off. It's a little bit behind, but it kind of gives you an idea as it pushes through this morning. Widespread heavy rain and embedded thunderstorms. It might pack a little bit more of a punch, have some more pop to them. In the River Valley, that's just because that's where that boundary is. And so that's where you'll have a little bit of more lift. So I'll push throughout the morning, become light rain by the afternoon. Might even be out of here by the afternoon. Might see that little bit of a break. Let me back up here. Man. So there's, again, sort of the track here. over the next little bit. Ah, yeah, the Bentonville Bike Fest. Olivia, I see you asking about that. Yeah, I hope they don't cancel anything. Rain or shine, right? Maybe they'll do things rain or shine. So Carl asks, are tornadoes expected? They're not expected as of right now. It's very, very low, but we're certainly watching if there are little embedded circulations. Jennifer asks, what's the difference between strong, severe, and heavy thunderstorms? So a strong thunderstorm, I would say, is one that is close to reaching severe criteria. And a severe storm does reach the criteria, which I will show you a graphic for that. And then heavy thunderstorms, I would say, is just a thunderstorm with very heavy precipitation rates. And I'll show you a graphic here explaining the difference, if I do have it in here, between the different types of thunderstorms. So there's different types of severe thunderstorms. So you have a base severe thunderstorm warning, which we just call a severe thunderstorm warning, 58 miles per hour winds and or quarter-sized hail, which is an inch in diameter. What we're faced with are considerable severe thunderstorm warnings right now. That's what's going on in Mega Doppler, 70 miles per hour winds. The hail is not that big, but the winds are pretty strong, 70 miles per hour. And then there's destructive. That is pretty rare. We saw that on Sunday. That was 80 miles per hour winds and or baseball sized hail. And that's when you get that emergency alert. So hope that clears that up for you. Tornado or just hail. It will mainly be strong winds. So no tornado potential expected. There's not really any circulations in here in this line. But it is some fairly strong winds. And there's not a lot of hail. There's a little bit here and there. It's mainly in the southern part of the line, which that part of the line will be tracking likely towards the river valley, Sequoia County, southern Sequoia County, and then LaFleur County, and so on and so forth. That's where the hail will be. Just again, that's where that boundary will be. So you'll have a little bit more lift. That's where that fuel is. Let's see if I can pull that up. I do believe there is a severe thunderstorm watch over us. So you'll probably see that on the screen here. And then the flood watch, of course. So here's where some of the stronger fuel is. Let's see. So what you're looking on the screen is the radar and then the fuel. So the instability, the fuel for thunderstorms. So if you're closer to that, that's where they can be a little bit stronger, maintain some healthier updrafts, and likely continue to see a small hail threat. So that's the river valley will have to watch for those stronger storms in a little bit. But again, you have about an hour till it reaches like Fayetteville, even longer till it reaches Fort Smith. I can get sort of a longer track it out over the next hour or two. Don't know why the camera's not connected. Usually this camera will follow you. Nice. Now it's over like 2 hours. I think that's about how it's moving. Yeah. Just diving southeast at 60 miles per hour. Now they have it moving at 65 miles per hour. Huh. So there's the the timing, the track. Tahlequah at 6:51. Fayetteville at 7:19. Eufaula 7:32. Fort Smith 7:56. So that's quite a while, but just giving you that kind of early heads up. Why is the camera not following? Seems like it's not connected. Usually has a green light. But whatever. All right. Ozark 805, Clarksville 820. So that's kind of tracking out over a long ways. But yeah, so that kind of gives you an idea of when you could see it where you live. Power out in South Tulsa. I don't doubt it. Pretty strong winds. I think just south of Tulsa, 60 miles per hour. Winds were reported. Definitely some pretty strong winds there. Let's see. All right. There's that new severe thunderstorm warning. It's considerable. Again, not going to click on it. Well, actually, I might click on it. The reason I might not click on it is on Monday, we were clicking on it and it was crashing the computer. Zach was actually, over here doing the storm tracks. And every time you would click on these new alerts, the computer would crash. So I'm like, what's up with that? Strongest winds right now. Hydra. Peyton Langford. Zach will actually be here in just a little bit. We might do some cut-ins during commercial breaks on TV. But Peyton here, giving you the latest timing and when you could see these strong storms. Power out in Sapulpa. All right. So again, these pretty strong storms. I will go ahead and take this off the screen so we can look at that new severe thunderstorm warning. Let's zoom in here. So there's that new severe thunderstorm warning kind of outline there, including southern Delaware County, all of Adair County, heading into Washington County, Sequoia County, and I guess right on the line of LaFleur County. So 70 miles per hour winds. That's why it's considerable. The hail threat has diminished slightly. So we're looking at 0.75. That's just over the size of a marble. Your normal marble. I know marbles come in all different shapes and sizes. But yes, 70 miles per hour winds. So as far as when it pushes into the area, I know we have a couple people asking about Siloam. It'll just be really windy, when it pushes through. You could have wind gusts as high as 70 miles per hour, and that will be in the next little while. So I can do a smaller track. Let me get this off of here. So it says moving at 65 miles per hour. Now you're seeing some of the behind the scenes stuff. I'll do the next hour. Do a track over the next hour. All right. So that kind of gives you an idea. They still technically do have it severe warned for that northern part that will track through Siloam. Here, I'm going to do a different track just so I can grab that part as well. Let's just do the next hour. There you go. Siloam Springs, 646. That's when you can start to see those 70 miles per hour winds. Pretty strong. So there's how it's looking for a good portion of northwest Arkansas. It'll be a little bit later for the River Valley just because that's the orientation of that line as it pushes through. Or I guess. Hey! It's back on. Is it working? Oh, let's go. So Centerton might be similar time to Siloam Springs, just the way it's looking. What's the green above Bella Vista? Glad you asked. Very important, actually. Go ahead and let's see. Should probably add that in there. The flooding. Let's go with this. All right. So the green above Bella Vista is a flash flood warning. Radar indicated, so this means it's not observed, but it can tell you kind of what this reads out. Click on that there. So I know you can't see this on your screen, but I can see this off to the side. So 1 to 2 inches of rain have already fallen, and another 1 to 2 inches is expected over the next hour. So we're seeing rain rates 1 to 2 inches per hour. That would anytime you get above an hour, that's where you'll typically see some flash flood warnings. And with the ground already so saturated, you'll start to see a lot of runoff, and so that's where we could see some flooding concern. And then you go a step above that, you get considerable flash flooding. That's with the blue outline. Let me get on here. It's overlaying a few. So 2 to 2.5 inches have already fallen, with more 1 to 2 inches expected in the next hour. So that's why you have considerable flash flooding. A lot has already fallen, and there will be a whole lot more, some of that heavier rains, because storms were going over the same area. A lot of water in this neighborhood. Oh yeah, there's been a ton of rain over the last several days, and I don't doubt that we'll see flooding across the area. Some type of flooding somewhere all across the area, just because we've had so much rain. There's so much more expected this weekend, and the next highest tier above that flash flooding, that would not be good. That'd be flash flood emergency. That'd be the green line with a pink outline around the polygon. And that is reserved for basically when you have dam or levee failure and you have like catastrophic flash flooding. Hopefully we don't get there. That would not be great. All right. So I'll go ahead. Maybe do a new track here for folks just hopping on. Turn off watch warnings. What's up, Jacob? I have them all for now, but if you can figure out maybe when we can do what I think once it gets a little closer, once it gets like to the state line, that's when we should start looking at maybe doing a cut in during a commercial break.
All right.
I don't know how that works, but
Phone mastering, good times, all stations.
yeah, probably. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Once it gets like when it's affecting like the majority of our population.
You think that'll probably be around like what, 6:50?
No,
Sooner?
later.
Oh, later?
Yep,
Okay.
probably. I don't know.
Okay. Alright.
But just in case, I had you here earlier just in case like
Yeah, no.
things get, worse ahead of time as it's moving into the area
Yeah,
or vice versa.
I know how it goes.
Yep.
I'll be watching. I'll phone master real quick.
All right. Cool. Oh, because I know they have the Today Show at 7. Yikes.
Yeah, we try to get national.
Right.
But sometimes we get stuck with stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta take it to get something.
Right. And there's not as many breaks with that show, right?
No, there's like same round with ours, like 5.
Oh yeah.
Maybe 4.
Okay. And it'd be about like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, about 2.5 minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Cool.
I'll call all good time.
Yeah, we'll be in touch. Hear the thunder and gentry. Let's take a look at some of our cameras. It's not a bad idea. We need to make a box where oh, there you have the banner. I forgot we just made that not too long ago. So the polygons with Mega Doppler. Thankfully no tornadoes. Yeah, let's take a look at some of our cameras. We need to make a camera box with Mega Doppler. Cooper Elementary School in Bella Vista. Decatur went down. Forgot about that one. Lincoln. I think that's looking off towards the west. Well, let me see. I believe so. Let's have it looking northwest. It just comes in. Off in the distance. Oh, there you see some lightning. Maybe not. Maybe you saw it. See if we can get a flash here. Unlikely. Well, that stinks. Okay. Yeah, Tasha saw it. Thank you. Thank you, Tasha. A little bit of lightning. So as far as what to expect the rest of the day, let me show you what we got cooking. So after this comes on in throughout the morning, the heaviest part of the storms will be down towards, I think, Sequoia County. I think that's in LaFleur County. I think that's where we'll see some more small hail as opposed to what the kind of part that goes through northwest Arkansas. But after that dies down, I think we will see a little bit of a break. And then there's more on tap. Sort of a similar thing early Sunday morning, except maybe a little bit more isolated. Maybe a little bit farther north where more of the rain storms might be in northwest Arkansas as opposed to the river valley until maybe the evening. But look at all that. It's 8 o'clock. Still shows rain. And then we run out of data because the model only goes so far. So there's kind of what we're expecting the rest of today and this weekend. A lot of rain. And it's an easy way to put it. So there are some more storms today. I'll kind of go through. This might be old. Probably will have a red box on it. Now, I'm going to delete that if there is, before you can see it. All right. So there's the severe weather risk, a slight for today. It's the latest day 1. And we'll be going to the new day 1, or I guess the day 2, at 7 o'clock, which will then become day 1. Unless this is the newest already. As far as individual threats, there's a very, very, very low end tornado threat. I don't even see that really possible now. I think south of Interstate 40 near Oklahoma City, along I-35, maybe. But the main threat with this would be wind. And look at all those wind reports already. So some pretty strong winds out there. And then the hail threat does encapsulate us. It has been mainly over Oklahoma City, those isolated cells that blew up about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know. I woke up every hour on the hour just to monitor the radar. But we do have that hatched area where we could see 2-inch hail. Don't see that coming to fruition now. But unless this is the newest day 1, and that's for overnight. Saw some more lightning out of the corner of my eye. If this is already the latest day 1, then this would be overnight tonight. So there's the day 2 risk. And that is also showing a medium threat for damaging wind, tornado threat, non-zero, way off to the west, and then large hail is a medium threat as well. But I do want to show you the excessive rainfall outlook. Slight. That means scattered flash flooding is possible across the area. And look at that. A moderate. So that's 3 out of 4. That is pretty up there for excessive rainfall. And that's why we're concerned with the flooding potential. Yes, because of that moderate excessive rainfall outlook Sunday into Monday. And that means Numerous flash floods possible. We're already seeing a lot ongoing in southwest Missouri and north central Arkansas, Baxter, Marion County, Boone County, and then just south of Springfield, and even in McDonald County and Berry County. Already seeing some flash flooding. So there is some heavy rain potential. All right, we'll go back to Mega Doppler. Take a look, see at what we got cooking, what has changed. Yeah, they're traveling to near Branson today. You gotta be careful, especially if you're going out. If you're going for Northwest Arkansas, you might be all right. You might encounter a little bit of rain. Um, but if you're taking a lot of the back roads, you have to watch out. Like between Branson and Gainesville, so you have to watch out for some maybe some slightly flooded roadways. Darker skies. See people talking about darker skies. Oh, coming from Yukon, Oklahoma. Gotcha. Darker skies in Bella Vista. Let's take a look at one of our Bella Vista cameras. A little bit darker, not a whole lot of sunshine peeking through. So look at the Bentonville Square. Can't really see much. Definitely looks darker and a bit out of focus on that camera. What is up?
Or after 7?
After 7.
All right.
Is that what they're asking?
Well, they're about to have a shift change, is what they're telling me, and they're trying to shove it off onto the next shift, low key.
That starts at 7?
Yeah,
That's funny.
it is really funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
15, yeah.
Alright,
Probably.
yeah, because KX and W, they weren't even answering. So I'm gonna have to
Okay.
call them just at 7 and hope someone picks up. But
Okay.
KFTA guy didn't seem to understand when I said it would happen after 7. And he kept all the times again there between 6:50 and 6:58.
Yeah, it'll be after 7.
Word. So I'm gonna have to call them again.
All right. Just tell them to
and
put it on the
then-
next shift, I guess.
Yeah, it looks like 7:17 is when we might do it for the day. Something like that.
Right. Okay.
That's the first opening.
All right. Appreciate it. What that Siloam Springs camera? That's looking off towards the southwest. Let me point that northwest. So stand by. I know it's a time lapse, and I'll ruin the time lapse, but I do want to point it towards the northwest, or maybe just the west. Can't really tell. Nothing crazy. Not like Sunday where we had that shelf cloud just rolling on in. I think I saw some lightning. So there's Mega Doppler. It seems like they dropped the northern part of the warning. I'll go back. Yeah, so it was this polygon that they dropped. So the northern part has weakened, and it's probably become what we call a shear dominant, meaning it's getting like ripped apart. The updraft, the base and up top, it's not really healthy. It's getting kind of ripped apart. So it's like not a well-oiled machine at that northern part. So it seems like that's starting to weaken. Let me look for areas of rotation. See, once you get into what's called the purple haze, there's a thing called range folding, and that might be what's happening. There's also some ground clutter, so there's what's called de-aliasing. All this is just fancy terms for removing stuff that shouldn't be there, so that way you don't get bad data. There might be a little rotation. I mean, that's pretty common when you have a healthy mesocyclone, which is broad spin, part of that updraft. Going back to engine terminology, sort of a healthy engine. Seems like some of the stronger hail is out here though, and that would just maybe clip southern LaFleur County in a couple hours. But for the most part, I think at base velocity, some of these winds, I think we're gonna see these pocket of heavier winds from Tahlequah down to Shakota pushing it on in the next little bit. Probably around 50, 60 miles per hour. Highest wind gust could be up to 70. I'm feeling all right. Just a little bit of a cough, I guess, from just talking a lot after being asleep or somewhat asleep. Silent Springs, yeah, I mean, yeah, you can go to bed. You might be woken up by the lightning. There's a lot of lightning that has gone on. It has dropped off pretty significantly in the northern part of this storm. But man, look at all the lightning. There's one thing I want to do. We have this thing called the lightning counter. You might have seen it, you might have not. What is the difference? Oh, it says just radar. Look at all the lightning strikes. Nope. Fail. There you go. Look how many lightning strikes. That's a lot of lightning. 1,500 just in the last 15 minutes. Yeesh. A lot of lightning. That woke me up a couple times. So yeah, a lot of lightning. Even some reports of some cloud to ground lightning strikes. Don't doubt it. Saw maybe a few here and there. So yes, a lot of the lightning is over by Iron Post and about to be pushing into Henrietta, and that's where some of that damaging hail is. So if you got friends or family out towards Lake Eufaula, Henrietta, about to get pretty noisy, and they're about to see a good amount of hail as well. Move back over here. Big kind of break in the action here. Back to this. So there's that considerable severe thunderstorm warning, and this is kind of what prompted us to hop on the live stream. Considerable severe thunderstorm warning, hail size, about a marble. Jennifer, the Arkansas weather radio station's out. I think the Tulsa station might be out now. I think the wind knocked the transmitter out, and now I hear thunder, wind, rain. I think a storm might be coming my way. Probably. As far as the communications, I know they had a lot of problems yesterday with data dissemination, which basically means the information getting out there. Because the radars were acting up. I know weather radios might have been, a little finicky. But they had a lot of communication issues yesterday from the National Weather Service in Springfield, in all of our offices. It was crazy. So Springfield office, which covers our Southwest Missouri counties, looks like they just changed that. They just cropped off some counties right before your eyes, and then they slowed it down to 60 miles per hour. So now it's a base severe thunderstorm warning. So it's good. It might be weakening, at least that part, which is good, I guess. Let me see if there's any talk about anything. Man, it's a good amount of damage in the Tulsa area from these strong winds, knocking down some pretty big limbs. Jeez. All right, just kind of going through the National Weather Service Slack. So we kind of communicate with them. Don't see anything about communication going out. Like any radio problems. It's possible because they had problems yesterday. Man, good amount of damage reports coming into the Tulsa area. Thankfully, it has weakened a little bit. Oh, okay. They are going back to considerable here in a second because at the airport KMKO, there was a 69 miles per hour wind gust. I believe that's Muskogee. I think so. 69 miles per hour. Yeah. So they'll be going back to considerable in just a second. Haha. Chris says, lighting over here in Gentry is neon pink, pretty spider webs of it. So you got those anvil crawlers, seems like, or that intra-cloud lightning just crawling around in the sky. Pretty cool. Let's look at one of our cameras out there. I go to Lincoln just because it has some of the best resolution. Jennifer, I don't think you would need to take shelter. Just I probably wouldn't go outside in case there's some, small tree limbs that might be knocked down, or maybe medium-sized tree limbs, just in case. So you should need a shelter for a tornado. Lincoln is about to see some rain. Thankfully, a lot of this has weakened across northwest Arkansas, which is good. Seems like it's diving more southeast, but there is a severe thunderstorm warning. It's tracking mainly southeast. Let me get this off here, give you an updated track. I think they still, what do they have this moving at? They have it moving at 50 miles per hour. So it's slowing down. That's good. Glad it's slowing down. Now you see behind the scenes. Yeah, that tracks. So Stillwell, 709. Fort Smith, 739. Mountainburg, 743. Greenwood, 8 o'clock. Poto, 813. And 821. Worcester. Go back to Mega Doppler. Just show you that. Yep, the atmosphere is a little bit more stable. And once you get rain, cool air, makes it even more stable. I can show you where the fuel is, actually. Just down to our south. There you can kind of see the instability. Well, actually, can't see my pointer. Showing the more instability is well south of Interstate 40, but there's a little bit to tap into in parts of the area. So these might remain or maintain their strength a little bit as they push southeast. But again, across northwest Arkansas, there's like no instability. It'll just become a little bit more stable. Yeah, Krista, just some rain, and lightning has dropped off a little bit, but there's still some lightning. So a few rumbles of thunder. Justice asking about the tornadoes. Yep, average is 38. Yep, we have had 47. Yep, with my latest kind of research, yes. And as far as the KNWA area, we have had 64 tornado warnings, or it has been 64 times that one of our counties in our viewing area has been included in a tornado warning. So all of last year, we only had 63. We've already had more tornado warnings than last year. Isn't that crazy, Jacob? We've had more tornado warnings this year compared to all of 2024. It'll start to slow down a whole lot. It might pick up here in like the fall, but it'll start getting quiet here pretty soon. Hopefully, we dodge a bullet. We don't have to do it cut in. I mean, that'd be great. But we'll have to watch now more so the River Valley.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
But again, it'll be a while. Yep, you got that right. Correct you if you're wrong, but River Valley likely has fuel. Yeah, more instability. Yes, there is a little bit more instability in the River Valley. That's because that's where the boundary is set up. Excuse me. That's where the stationary front is. So it's a little bit more unstable, and because it's a little bit more unstable, you have a little bit more fuel. So the way you get fuel for thunderstorms is you quickly cool the atmosphere above you. So what's called a lapse rate. It's the rate at which the atmosphere cools as you go up. The quicker that is, the more fuel you'll have because air wants to rise, warm air wants to rise, and it'll keep rising so long as the air at the surface, that bubble of air at the surface is warmer than its environment. It'll keep rising. So if it's really cold around it, then it'll rise a lot faster. It'll be more upward momentum, meaning more explosive thunderstorms, a little bit more pop. However, if it's warmer around the air parcel or the bubble of air, then it won't rise. And you'll typically see that when there's a cap. Just join the live. Is Fayetteville good? Yes, Fayetteville is good. We were looking at a strong thunderstorm, a considerable severe thunderstorm earlier that was headed for Northwest Arkansas. Now it'll mainly be the River Valley as it looks. I'm going to switch radars here. Let me switch to Fort Smith. That way we can get a little bit better radar representation. While that switches, there we go. All right. Let me see if there is any rotation. I doubt there is. Maybe just some broad areas of rotation. Okay, there's no rotation. Some pretty strong winds, though. That's 60, kind of that pink. That's 60. The orange is when you start getting up to 80. So the reddish pink is 60. The bright pink is 70. And then orange is 80. That's out here. Man, pretty strong winds. Of course, we are farther away from the radar, so we're pretty high up, but pretty gusty winds at the surface. Let's look at one of our River Valley cameras. Danita, thought you'd never ask. How is Rudy? Well, some rain coming down here in a little bit. Might be drizzling out there. Let's look at our Alma camera. Raindrops. Raindrops falling. Little thunderstorm. Let's look at, yep, raining over Miss Laura's right now as well. Let's check out our Waldron camera. Pretty gray skies. Let me point that northwest. Stand by. So there's that. So yeah, some pretty gray skies. Let me go back to Mega Doppler. Claire asked, how's Bixby? Bixby, Oklahoma. All right. Well, yeah, there were some pretty strong winds. Not far from you, actually. Right in town. That says 60 miles per hour. And there might have been some stronger pockets in there as well that could be, or could have been up to 70. So that's enough to knock down some small tree limbs. I would say anywhere from about 1 to 3 inches in diameter. Yeah, so it was a lot stronger then, and those strong winds are still pushing through right along Interstate 40. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking about, but I couldn't think of the rest, and I didn't know where my mind was going with that. Anywho, man, trees down everywhere. Yeah, Claire, I was seeing some pictures in our National Weather Service chat where you have emergency management, other media partners, and they were sending some photos of damage. I think emergency management all over kind of the greater Tulsa metro. Not getting any radar on the app. Let's see, Cheryl, if it's not working. That could be a chance. I'm gonna see if it's working on my Weather Authority app. All right. It does seem like I am getting it. It's got the warnings on there too. A lot of the lightning. It's a great app, dude. All these overlays. So nice. And then yeah. So it seems like it's working for me as of right now. I know it takes a while on our website to load. If you're trying to load it there, sometimes it takes a long time. But the app seemed to load fairly quickly. What about North Little Rock? All right, fair enough. What about North Little Rock? Let's see. I know Todd posted shelf cloud alert or something like that last night. That would be cool, dude. Pretty crazy shelf cloud that came in the other day. All right, let's see. North Little Rock. So it'll be a bit more squirrely along I-30 between Little Rock and Texarkana. But North Little Rock, we'll see no doubt some heavy rain, a little bit of thunder. I don't think there will be much severe weather potential. It might be pretty close to severe limits. Uh, but yeah, I don't think any severe weather potential, but definitely. Actually, I think KRK Channel 4, our sister station in Little Rock, I think they have a Saturday morning show. I think I saw it on the TV as I was coming in. But whoever the morning meteorologist is there, they can definitely tell you. It's either KRK or Fox 16. Either of them will probably have the information. All right, get out of that. Let's go back to Mega Doppler. Daniel, is Springdale okay? Yes. A little bit earlier, I hopped on the live stream just because there was a considerable severe thunderstorm warning, like you see on the screen now. That's kind of that darker orange polygon outlined here, where the cursor is circling. And that looked like it was headed for northwest Arkansas, all up and down the weather coverage area. The northern part of that line, the intensity has dropped off a little bit. So they clipped out that part of the warning. So Springdale's all right. You will get some rain, some thunder every now and then. Not looking at any hail threat, but yeah, no severe as of right now for Springdale. Definitely some heavy rain and thunder. Man, There's just so much lightning. And let me turn that off so you can see where the hail is. Pockets of hail along Interstate 40, south of it. Not a whole lot here. Maybe a little bit. Pea-sized, possibly. Not really any areas of rotation I need to be, worried about. It's called normalized rotation product there. There's our velocities. Switch to base velocity. Yeah, pretty gusty winds. Yeah, no areas of rotation, which is good. Wasn't really expecting a tornado threat, especially when I woke up earlier and saw this was outflow dominant. It tried to get balanced, but then it became shear dominant. Coming down heavy in southwest Missouri. Not too bad. A little bit of thunder. Yeah, some very heavy rain. Kevin, Fort Smith is about to get some thunderstorms here in a little bit. I think they actually changed that warning even more. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. They just clipped out part of it. Still keeping the considerable tag. Moving at 65 miles per hour. I'll do a track on that for you, Kevin. How about that? Let me pull up the radar. Beaver Lake, Megan, we'll just see some general thunderstorms here in the next little bit. Start sweep. Turn off the watches and warnings. So this is dropping southeast, 65 miles per hour. Speeding up, slowing down, speeding up, slowing down. That's what it seems to be doing. All right, just trying to time it out over the next hour. There you go. Whoops. Very big whoops. All right. So Fort Smith, 738. Probably get some pretty gusty winds here. No hail, or very, very small hail threat. And then, yeah, so strong winds expected. And why is that? Oh, yeah. So Fort Smith 738, Barling 744, Poto 751, West Hartford 8 o'clock, same as Boonville as well. So that's kind of the River Valley sort of timing track. And again, Kevin will mainly be seeing those strong winds that are associated. So up to 70 miles per hour wind gusts as they extend that. Hide that. Severe thunderstorm watch. Yep, you are definitely correct about that. There is a severe thunderstorm watch. I'll show you that here. Wabam. Goes until 10 a.m. It's issued at 2:30, pretty much. Yeah, Chris, most of the strong stuff will be maybe in south of West Fork, honestly. The way this is trending. Yeah, go back to Mega Doppler. Let me look at some of the medium range models, see if I can show you what's going on in a minute. Is Rogers going to see something we need to prepare for this morning to come? As of now, no. Earlier, it did look like it, where there was a considerable severe thunderstorm warning with 70 miles per hour winds. That's enough, to knock down tree limbs, things of that nature. So, that's kind of why I hopped on the live stream. But now things are starting to weaken across northwest Arkansas. Very heavy rain, though. So we might be seeing a good amount of runoff, maybe some localized flooding. So nothing, to be concerned about other than some very minor localized flooding possible. However, that flood threat will increase as far as widespread flooding later on today or tonight into tomorrow and then Monday. A lot of rain. We'll go ahead and look at the future track. This model is just out to lunch, but it's the only kind of medium range model. So after that pushes through, more rain, kind of the same deal, same sort of thing. Tonight into tomorrow morning, more heavy rain across the area. Then that moves out a little bit, sort of stalls across the area, and then more rain Sunday night. Just never ends, huh? There's a couple breaks every now and then, but not a whole lot. And Sunday night to Monday, it's like there's a little bit of upper level spin. That moves out. All right. So, if you're wondering what just happened, that's what. So they shifted this whole thing kind of south, rightfully so. Makes sense. It was sheer dominant across northwest Arkansas. That was our severe weather radio. For anyone asking, we have two. We have one for covers most of the area. I think pretty much all of it, and then another one for just Washington County. So Monday, both of them were going off a whole lot, going back and forth. So that was just for a new severe thunderstorm warning. That's all that means. No, that's not, the tornado sirens going off. None of that. Just that new severe thunderstorm warning with a considerable tag. Moving south at 40 miles per hour. So it seems like this might be dropping even more south. It was moving kind of east, southeast, and southeast. Now it seems like it's just dropping south. A lot of rain. Let's see what the model show for 3-day rain totals. So as we keep an eye on this, slowly slowly trudging south of Interstate 40. Why don't we take a look at how much rain is expected over the next 3 days? Eesh. That is a lot. So that's one model showing a 3 to 5 inches area wide. My goodness. 3 to 5 inches area wide with a bullseye of 6. Man. This model shows 2 to 3 inches. Some areas picking up a little bit more, some heavier bullseyes. Again, focus in the northern part of our weather coverage area or just beyond that. And then the GFS out to lunch. Worst model of the year so far. Again, showing some bullseyes heavier, upwards of 6 inches. So we're looking at 3 to about 7 area wide. And again, that could lead to some flash flooding potential. The NAM, sometimes referred to as the never accurate model. That shows pretty heavy bullseye of like 8 inches near Springfield. So a lot of rain. I think we'll see about 3 to 7 inches area wide. Locally, heavier amounts could be anywhere from about 8 to 10. Will Elkins see high winds? It'll be a bit gusty. We're talking maybe 30, 40, 45 miles per hour wind gusts. Lightning detected in your area. I'm pulling up the 7-day rain totals so far. Or what's to be expected as we close out the month of May. I guess you can say we kind of dodged this round in northwest Arkansas, thankfully. Oh, look how much rain is expected through the rest of the month. 5 to 7 area wide. And then you might can see it. It's not a great contrast on the scale. If I zoom in, you can see it a little bit better. That's 7 to 10 inches. That is a lot of rain. Well, the natural state might be the flooded state here at the end of the month. That's a lot of rain. Man. Back to Mega Doppler. Here's what's going on now. Some very heavy rain going on now ourselves. Just after 5 o'clock, I already got 2.5 inches on the rain gauge. Yep. And there's still probably about another inch, inch and a half. Yeah, yesterday was the perfect time to cut the grass. Definitely. Yeah, you might have to get a kayak. I know MLK floods pretty poorly, or floods pretty bad. College floods pretty bad. Some not the best drainage. Let's see. Do we have any of our Fort Smith cameras? Oh, our Kisser camera. Let me point that. Our Kisser tower. Kisser FN tower pointed. Let me point that towards the southwest. But it's got a great view. Okay. Well, not a whole lot changed. Yep. Pretty rainy. Hmm. Yeah. Maybe we need to build an ark. Ark. That's all. Definitely. That is something, we are sort of worried about throughout the week. We've already seen considerable flash flooding here. It's observed in Springfield. Between 3 to 7 inches of rain have already fallen in Springdale. Or, oh my gosh, Springfield. What time is it? 7:21. Man. I'll switch. I'm not going to switch radar sites on Mega Doppler, but I will do it on our weather graphics. So that way, it takes a while to load. I won't have to backfill the data. Well, we'll take a look at what's going on in Springfield area real quick. So, considerable flash flooding. 3 to 7 inches already in Springfield. And rain rates are still right around an inch an hour, which is a lot. Yeesh. Yeah, the thunder was pretty impressive. Not gonna lie. When it woke me up a couple times, right around 4, kind of that first little wave of some little isolated thunderstorms in northwest Arkansas, I was like, man, it's got some pop, some crack to it. What I got here? Event canceled. Severe thunderstorm watch means go home. No, they canceled maybe all the counties. I'm not sure if all the counties were excluded or ended for, but definitely the northwest Arkansas counties. Light rain in East Springdale by the river. Yep. Some of that rain starting to come on in. Put the lightning back on. See how much lightning. Not a ton compared to that. So a few strikes every now and then. Oh, birthday party at a park, 10 a.m. Where you at, Taylor? That might help out just a little bit. I can go over that timing. There will be a lot of rain. throughout parts of the day. All right, I'll show you the future track, and you can decide. Benville. All right. So this model's a little bit behind, so maybe take this with a little grain of salt. So we go on time. This pushes through. Basically, what's going on now, 8 a.m. So it's about 30 minutes behind schedule. So things are moving about 30 minutes earlier. So we go throughout time, 10 o'clock. Looks like there will be some rain. But, as I mentioned, it's 30 minutes late, so to speak. So this actually might be out of here by about 9:30 as far as Benville goes. And things should wind down by the late afternoon. 10 o'clock, you might... Well, the park's going to be pretty soaking wet and maybe muddy, unless it's like turf. It'll be pretty wet. It should start to wind down. You won't be seeing heavy rain necessarily. I don't think lightning will be much of a concern, but light rain is not great at a birthday party. What's going on, Senator Gilday?
Well, I'm watching it from home.
Yep, and you've watched it weekend?
Watched it weekend. Still a little bit concerning. River Valley.
Yeah.
But somebody just extended that severe storm watch.
No, they canceled it.
Nope.
Oh. Yeah, they made a new one. They canceled the old one and made a new one. Wait, no?
That's weird. It still says through 10 a.m.
The event was canceled for some of the counties, for Delaware County.
That's weird because we got an update on the app saying NWS alert severe storm watch.
Yeah, it sends that out whenever they cancel it. The Weather Channel app does that. They all do that. For some reason, whenever you crop counties out, it'll act like it's a new watch.
Yeah. So I mean, Northwest Arkansas, and we've been watching it. Those storms really kind of weakened out for Northwest Arkansas, but Fort Smith area, LaFleur County, still considerable.
North Missouri, real quick chance to pop up there. Some more heavy rain. Again, we could see some localized flash flooding, some flash flood warnings. Look at all this flooding, Zach.
I know.
3 to 7 inches in Springfield already. Wow. That's pretty crazy. We'll pop back down. Sort of the whole reason we popped on considerable severe thunderstorm warning. A little bit of hail. Let me turn off that lightning. A little bit of hail might be coming down, but that's not what prompted that considerable severe thunderstorm warning. It's mainly those winds. Very, very strong winds at times. Pop that off. My bad. Yeah, Justice, the thing is whenever they crop out counties in the severe thunderstorm watch, like Tulsa's WFO, Weather Forecasting Office, when they issue the watch, when they coordinate with the Storm Prediction Center, anytime they crop out counties, the Weather Channel app, I think our Weather Authority app will push out an alert saying there's a new severe thunderstorm watch. But the whole severe thunderstorm watch went till 10 a.m. anyways. They just cut out some of the counties that are already seeing storms that aren't severe or things like that. So that's why they cut those out. But when they cut those out, it issues a new notification. I think it's pretty dumb. That screams miscommunication.
Yeah.
Because you click on it, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're doing it for clicks, for app traffic. I don't know.
Hey, what do you think about doing those cut-ins live for the morning show?
Well,
One just ran.
yeah, we have about 3 or 4. I agree. Not very effective. Well, do you want to do one?
Do you have your jacket?
No.
Won't wear it anyway
Yeah.
because there's severe storms going on. We could. I think there's just one more
What?
morning cut-in. I think they just did 2 of them.
It's either 3 or 4. Oh, there's probably. Oh, as far as national breaks, there's like 4 national breaks.
No, I'm talking about
5.
like when we already do the cut-ins.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
it played already.
One of them did.
Yeah, like 7:15, right, or something.
Yeah. I think there's one more.
And so you want to scrap that one and do that one live?
Yeah. We're here.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So yeah, figure that out. And no, I think they have to change something though,
I think all I have to do is just call mouse control.
and say delete it, don't play it.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think it's that big of a deal.
All right.
Are you ready to go? Or do you want me to do it?
Well, I can do it.
All right.
Let me just get my mic on. Whoa. Jim, you want a storm track? I got you. Don't worry. Let's see, the storm's moving south at 40 miles per hour. South at 40 miles per hour. Let's get a track on that. Come on. Load. $40 miles per hour on that track. Put that in. Got your things finally loaded. Let's see. What time are we doing it?
Well, there is a national break at 7:35. We could do that cut-in.
I won't be ready by then.
Okay.
Do you need to tell them that?
No, we just want to do it.
Uh-huh. I mean, I could hop up. I can do it right here and take whatever one's full and do it. And I'll just change that. Oh, here's that track.
But I mean, these storms really are
Whoops.
not really affecting us all that much.
No, there's that track, by the way. So Kyoto 735. It's dropping kind of southeast, southeast. McAllister 801, Poto 810, Evener 836, Talahina 850. So this will be on the western fringe of our weather coverage area. I don't know if that really prompts a cut-in, especially since it's weakening.
It is weakening. I think these winds are still 70 miles per hour.
No.
I don't think so either.
I think the highest gust could be up to 70. Just south of Muskogee, they
41
had 69. I guess it's Muskogee Airport. So there's that track, Jim. Northwest Arkansas will be pretty quiet. We'll show you the future track for the remainder of the day. So 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, after noon, we might get a break in Northwest Arkansas and maybe the River Valley, sort of the mid part of the afternoon, the midday.
Pretty sunny.
Yeah, maybe we might have some subsidence or sinking air clearing out those clouds. That'd be nice. And then more is expected. Sort of the same, similar thing Sunday morning, the same time. Great.
Did you see some of that hail that was coming down
When?
at like 1 a.m.?
No, I did not.
It was like
What's up?
baseball
Oh.
size hail just to the northwest here.
Really?
Yeah.
Like in South Central Kansas and North Central Oklahoma?
No, up there
So it's our weather.
to the
code.
west of
It
Miami,
plays,
from Miami.
Our weather code plays at 35, 49. If you wanted to try,
Is it the 30-second or a minute?
it's the 30-second.
Leave
minute
it.
51
Yeah.
already went over. Yeah.
Leave it. Leave
Leave
30-second.
And then our next fit's I think 7:50 something. It's our next opening for a cutting.
Okay.
Is that a minute 50 or a minute or 30?
It looks like it was 90 seconds.
Okay.
I think the minute 50 cut had already played.
Okay, so it's just like a national break
Yeah, it's just a national break.
at 7:50.
I think it's at 52. I'll
Okay.
go double check exactly like the second, obviously. But
All right. Yeah, we'll see if these storms weaken or
Yeah,
strengthen, and
they're
then
on a
we'll make
weakening
call.
trend. And it's barely clipping our area. Looks like it's dropping more true south.
yeah,
We might just not even do it.
that's fine with me.
Yeah.
I'm not standby. I get paid for the money.
That's true. And then we would get in trouble. No.
Yeah, but look at that report right there.
2.75-inch hail.
Yeah, that's why I did that cut in, or that's why I did the app update at like 1:45 last night.
Dude, do we have any pictures of that in Slack?
I'm not sure, but I saw that hail coming down, and then I was like, "Are you serious right now?" Because that was when I ended the Facebook Live that I did around midnight, and then I saw the hail form.
Let's see if we can get a picture of that.
And we did have some severe hail in Berry County,
Really?
quarter-size hail, but it wasn't that crazy. But yeah, that was some baseball-sized hail.
Jeez. So it looks like might see some warnings here into western Arkansas here in just a minute. Might have Crawford. I think mainly Sebastian. Either way, let's just call it Crawford and Sebastian. And maybe Scott County as well.
Yeah.
Some thunder here at the station, Zach. Dude, there's some pretty loud pops, huh?
Yeah.
Well, at like 3, 4-ish. There's some good ones too.
Bam.
Woke me up. Yeah.
I didn't really notice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was waking up kind of every 30 minutes to an hour,
Yeah.
just depending on what happened.
I didn't really get any sleep.
Yeah. What time did you try to go to bed? Like 3?
Like 5. So I was here till like 2:30,
Oh.
and then I went home.
Did you see my text at like 3? Nope. And I sent it like 250 something. I was like, I don't see tornado potential with this
Oh yeah, I did.
because it was like alpha dominant.
Yeah.
What was I doing? Oh yeah, cameras. Kisser FM. There it is, rolling on in.
It's a good camera.
It's looking towards the southwest. Can't wait to get our new camera in LaFleur County.
Yeah, no, probably see these perfectly.
Not quite a very impressive shelf cloud, but something, I guess. Yeah, let's get back to that.
Yeah, but I could see that storm that was producing the hail from Posey Mountain.
Really?
Some impressive structure.
It's kind of a wider view. Did I miss a question somewhere? Let's see. I don't think so. Yeah. Yeah, I think after this weekend or after the middle part of next week, we'll be all right. Driving from Springfield to Rogers right now. Yeah, you could be running into some parts of a flooded highway. Think that is a concern. Very heavy rain, or not very heavy rain, but an inch per hour is, what I consider about heavy rain. That's what's coming down now. And there's already been 3 to 7 inches
Yeah.
in the Springfield area. So once you get towards Springfield, that's when, even in Southwest Missouri, like before reaching Springfield, you could reach some pretty flooded roadways. Probably takes you up this way, up 60. So, Zach, am I grabbing that? So yeah, you'll definitely be experiencing some possibly flooded spots on roadways. What was that for? Crawford and Franklin. All right. No Sebastian, or maybe Sebastian. I didn't read the whole thing. We'll see that come on here.
Probably just barely clips Franklin County.
Yep. Looking at my phone in the morning. 'Cause Tulsa tweeted it out. Oh, said nope, not looking at your phone. Scrap that.
There it is. It is not considerable.
There it is.
But that is going right through Fort Smith.
Mm-hmm. It's not a dumb question. What caused that open circle in the storms? There's a little bit of sinking air behind that initial line. So think of it like waves on the backside of the lift. The storms, you have sinking air, which, it can get rid of clouds, get rid of storms. So that's what caused it. Good rumble of thunder here. Oh, there you can, now you can see the shelf cloud a little bit. Shelf cloud alert. Pretty sure. Right there along the horizon. Yeah, we can thank Colby Ward for that. Fayetteville Fizzle. Appreciate your work, Colby Ward, one of our storm spotters. Also known as the Colby effect. Sam Pittman chiming in. Big thunder west of Fayetteville. Oh no, a little light died. That's unfortunate. Definitely some big rumbles of thunder. Let me turn on that lightning. See where that was at. Oh yeah. I think that was the most recent one. All right. Tornado risk for today in the Russellville area. Very, very low end. I don't think there's the potential for tornadoes looking at the latest. So I think we'll be all right, which is good. Big thunder in Springdale, making the car alarms go off. I don't doubt it. There's that big bolt right there. It's pretty strong. Timmy also chiming in about getting dark in Springdale and the lightning. Let's check it out from our Arkansas Children's Northwest Weatherbug Network camera. Oh yeah, rain coming down. Let's see if we can see a little bit of lightning. No Donnie, no tornadoes issued in Sequoia. No tornadoes. No tornado warnings issued in Sequoia County. Man, let's go back to that Kisser FM Weatherbug Network camera. Shelf cloud rolling in. Not super, super impressive. While we're looking at that, I'm going to get us a track here. That way you can kind of know when this is headed for you. If you're down in Fort Smith and the River Valley, Sequoia County, Crawford, Sebastian County, parts of Franklin County. Let me get that track up here for you. Moving east 40 miles per hour for that part of the line. There's some lightning. And here's the track. So Fort Smith, 8 o'clock pretty much. Alma, 8:08. Lavaca, 8:24. Greenwood, 8:36. Ozark, 8:42. Altus, 8:48. So there's that track for you there. Man, it is about to start coming down in the River Valley. Probably already is coming down pretty good. Let's check out one of our Fort Smith cameras. Oh, there's some lightning. Coming down pretty good. Oh, a little bit of that aquamarine, maybe. Tiffany, let me know if there's any small hail coming down over you, wherever you may be residing in Sequoia County. The aquamarine translates to a little bit of hail out there. Let me show you that. I know it just changed. Let me go back a frame. So some small hail here and there. Just east of the highway there, 59. And it mainly seems like north of Interstate 40.
This is KWA at Fox 24 Chief Meteorologist Dan Scott.
Well,
Lightning has been detected near your current location.
all right. In case you didn't hear that, it's Dan talking to us. Man, I don't know which camera to use. I'm gonna go back to the Fort Smith camera real quick. That one. Look at that. Man. I'm gonna tweak some of our cameras here. Change directions. Can't really tell on our Alma camera. It's pretty dirty.
What do you say? Peyton?
What?
National break?
Oh, you want to?
Let me see the storms.
I'm gonna set this up then.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going through downtown Fort Smith, should
Yeah.
do it.
$7.50 something.
Yeah,
It's like a
55.
minute 30.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Making something quick.
Do you want to do it?
Sure, yeah. That'd be great. Never done one.
Alright.
Other than that one time where I had to do tornado coverage.
I'll let Jacob know.
All right. Man, coming down pretty good. Might end up doing a little bit of a cut in. What's up? Trying to figure out breaks. Let me get Max 2 open.
Is that 52:44?
What?
I think that's enough time to be ready.
Sure try. 90 seconds? I'll just do the whole thing on the wall and whether one. I pretty much have it set up. I think that's what we'll do.
Alright. Probably need this.
Yeah, probably not. Just because it's only 90 seconds. We'll just show it coming around. We'll do like a radar tour sort of.
Yep.
Or
Do you think mainly just Fox?
Well, which one has a national break?
so KWA is one that's coming up right now.
Yeah.
It's got our 151 cut in it.
Yeah.
So, we probably have it now.
We can just do KWA then.
Alright.
Well, probably gonna do KFTA because our transmitters in the River Valley. That's where this
What's
is
on
mainly focused.
KFTA? Do you know?
On KFTA, they said I think it's like big stuff, full-time training with KFW. We're clearly cut in. pretty much
Just
now.
do it. Just do it.
Yeah,
All of them.
we'll do all of them.
So we're about to get
15 seconds.
TV caught up here. Let's go to the wall.
Yeah.
So stand by for a TV cut in, and I'll give you a radar tour. You want Mega Doppler?
Yeah.
All right.
Hello? Got me?
Cool. Other one. Zach, make sure I'm in the hit. On the other one, please.
Yep, you are.
Alright.
Still tracking these storms.
Alright, so we're still tracking some storms.
Right now, some ongoing severe storms. That kind of aquamarine color outside our Fort Smith public. Over the next. Well, so we're seeing those strong storms pushing the area. Live look at Doppler radar at Fort Smith here at 801, Alma 808, Barlow, Levac 824, and again morning, mainly for 60 miles per hour winds. Here's a look at how heating and cooling mega Doppler. Part of this is a considerable severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Sequoia County for 70 miles per county as well. So there's again, look at mega Doppler. Let's see where the hail is. Again, there's not really any rotation, thankfully, but there is some small hail here and there. Yes, so some marble-sized hail in a few little parts. Moving into Crawford County as well, near Rena, just north of Van Buren. Again, just a little bit of small hail, but one of the main threats we've seen, the main reason we're doing this cut-in is because of those strong winds that might be pushing through Sequoia County right now, through Sallisaw, and maybe eventually near Poto. Most of the bit farther west, but things are pretty good. We're just watching this portion of the line pretty much as it continues to push east with that severe thunderstorm warning. And again, just a little bit of small hail, but kind of a wider view, a look up towards northwest Arkansas and southwest Missouri. A lot of flooding. We saw a lot of training of the kind of earlier this morning and still ongoing. 3 to 7 inches across portions of that area, with more still on the way. So we are seeing a lot of flood potential across southwest Missouri, and that flood threat might increase across northwest Arkansas over the next couple of days. We see flash flood warnings ongoing right now in varying parts of McDonald County and well east. And even there is that considerable flash flood warning in northern Boone County and headed east into north central Arkansas. So that's kind of the threat we'll be seeing throughout the next couple of days here. And we'll go ahead and take a look where all the fuel is. That's where you see a little bit more of that pop, some of those stronger storms. Thankfully, things on a weakening trend was fairly strong across northwest Arkansas. What to expect throughout the rest of the morning as this line pushes through. Again, some small hail, fairly gusty winds, and a lot of heavy rain. We might even see some training, might even see a flood threat start to be a little bit uptick in the river valley. So again, we some localized flooding is possible. That should move out by the afternoon. We might actually have a little bit of a break, and then beyond that, it stays pretty active as far as the forecast timing. So again, it's more, again, a little bit of rain is expected over the next little bit of rain and storms. But beyond that, things will pick up. We'll see a little bit more activity. We'll see some more widespread rain as well at times. So there's kind of a look at what to expect over the next little bit. But Zach, let's see if we can go back to Mega Doppler here real quick. Just kind of take folks through what's going on once more before we get on out of here. So again, we're tracking these strong storms push through the river valley right now. Northwest Arkansas is pretty quiet, but we had a lot of large hail earlier. Concern. So again, with Fort Smith in the river valley, we are seeing those strong winds push through. 60 miles per hour winds, moving east at about 40 miles per hour. So again, thankfully, we're not looking at anything too concerning, but just a little bit of hail as well. And that'll push throughout the next little bit. We're definitely keeping an eye on this online and jumping in every now and then just to keep you updated. Thank you for tuning in to KNWA and Fox 24. You can follow along the rest of the live stream as we track these storms through the river valley. And if we need to cut in for any more crucial information, we'll jump back in. Appreciate it.
All right. So, severe storm still pushing through. Right now, the river valley is the only area that is seeing the severe weather. And Alma High School, a lightning show. Let's show you that right now. We can see raindrops on that camera lens, some lightning. Now, the severe storms, they've been downgraded. Now they're only a base severe storm. So earlier during the morning hours, these were considerable. They had 70 miles per hour winds. Now they're only 60 miles per hour. But I don't want to say only 60 miles per hour because that's still severe. And we can see Fort Smith area seeing some heavy rain making its way in. And we have a round of storms this morning. We're expecting another round of storms tonight. and another
Right.
round on Monday.
Dude.
And
My mic was cutting in and out like the whole time.
yeah, that's what some people were saying in the comments.
What the heck?
Did you have it?
Dude, it was on.
It was on.
It's on perfectly normal.
Might
Like
have been.
always.
Might have been the mic cord.
On my hip. Well, you got the update. You got the update.
Yeah. Well, at least you could see the graphics.
Yeah. Dude, it seemed like every time I turned towards the wall is what Jacob was telling me that it cut out.
How many minutes was that?
Dude, I have no clue. It felt like forever.
It did feel like forever.
I thought it was supposed to be like a minute and a half.
I think that was more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's a question. So, Hayden, is the 10 inches of rain totals for the weekend or just Sunday into Monday for that 3 out of 4 rainfall totals?
So that 10 inches is over the next 7 days. It's the Weather Prediction Center outlook, the
Yeah.
7-day quantitative precipitation forecast. That is what's over the next several days.
But
I know.
most of that will probably fall. But I think most of that will fall in between today, tomorrow, and Monday.
And then we kept going on Fox. And then we kept going on KCW and Fox. So we went for like how long? Only for like 30 seconds. So there was like 2 minutes. Yeah, so we kept doing most of that.
Got it.
Alright. Let's go commercial on the air now.
Dude, we gotta fix my mic cord.
You can grab a new one in here if you want.
We might not need to do another one. Well, sorry about that, guys. The cut-in was just an epic fail. Mic problems.
Yeah, nothing we can do.
That sucks.
Yeah, my mic was acting up the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
Epic fail.
But here's Fort Smith Public Library.
Oh, it's pretty strong winds,
It's
too.
raining.
Let me get Miss Laura's. Look at the flag and see it blowing in the wind.
It is a base severe storm. So 60 miles per hour winds and hail up to quarters. That is the very latest with the storms. Northwest Arkansas, just some steady rain. When you turn on that lightning.
Flag fully extended down there.
A little bit of lightning.
Dude, I did not have enough graphics.
Yeah. Fort Smith, widespread lightning. But can already see flooding issues.
Yeah, and that'll just ramp up throughout the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
New flood advisory, actually.
Bentonville. Yeah, appreciate you watching.
Yeah.
No severe storms for Bentonville, but it is raining. I think in the afternoon, I think there will be a break in the action. So if you have plans, I mean, I don't think it should be that bad, but we are dealing with this flooding and
A new flood advisory for the River Valley.
oh yeah.
Yep. As I just kind of mentioned on air, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe if my mic wasn't cutting out, you might have heard me say that. Who knows? I don't even know what was heard and what wasn't. Epic failure. I need to get that fixed then.
Yeah. Too bad it's the weekend. No one's going to be able to fix it.
I know.
Well, we are here for you. South Fort Smith here. We've got, you're in a severe storm warning. Some torrential rain, a lot of lightning. It's probably pretty loud in that area. But not concerned about tornadoes at this point in time. I do want to show you the watch, though. We are under a watch
Flood watch.
and a severe 2 watches.
Yep. Severe thunderstorm watch will be dropped off here pretty soon, I imagine.
Here's a severe storm watch through 10 a.m. This will probably be dropped off before that.
Dude, I'm upset about that cut-in. My mic not working.
Is there another national break?
It died.
Did I forget to turn this on?
No, the bun's on the back, but it died. It needs to be charged. It's charging right now. Yeah, it was dead.
Yeah, charge it.
So I'm just gonna charge it. Well,
But yeah, severe storm watch, and then we got that flood watch.
yep.
They should probably drop that severe storm watch for Washington County.
Yeah, they probably will. Here in a minute. Whoa. You can go to our Alma camera, see if there's that small hail falling. Can't tell if that's the roof. That's it.
Good test of roof.
Yeah, I think so too.
Can't really see much. Best live view in Alma as these severe storms roll in. So you just woke up. Looks like 8:04 in the evening when it's AM.
Kind of seems like it, in between the 7 and 9. And it's just
Yeah.
you and me. It could be 8:04 p.m.
Maybe it is. Well, it is 8:04 p.m. somewhere, but storms making it
Yep.
look darker.
8:05 a.m. on this Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Some lightning.
Yeah.
Well, I got to keep that in mind if I come back in on Sunday that my mic is not working well.
There's plenty of fobs back there.
Hmm?
There's plenty of leads.
Leads, yeah.
Yeah, you can just take
Yeah.
one of those. It's not a huge deal.
Bummer.
You want to zoom in on those areas? Stigler and McAllister.
Yeah. So McAllister is actually getting sort of the worst of it right now.
Oh, man. That's getting up there.
Almost baseball-sized hail. Just shy, but over 2 inches. That's hen egg-sized hail. Just on the north side, right up 69. I travel these roads a lot. Man. So that's got its own kind of warning dropping towards the southeast. It's actually considerable now for hail. It says 1.75, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's 2-inch hail. That is up there.
You should get a track on that storm. Was that hitting LaFleur County?
Maybe eventually. But it'll probably be weaker by then.
It'll probably dump out the hill. Any tornado chance this AM? Where am I good? Not crazy concerned about that this morning. We are tracking this line, this MCV, and really no areas of rotation right now
Not in our area.
in our coverage area. It's just some rain and some. And if you live in Northwest Arkansas, you're good. But
Mhm.
River Valley, some severe weather rolling in, but doesn't look too crazy.
Let's knock that over.
But yeah, tracking storms. I do want to show you some outlooks though for later on, because this flooding issue, I think that's going to be probably the main concern coming
Yeah,
up here.
that flood watch goes from now until Monday night.
Yeah. Hey, when do they update these? Do you know? Yeah,
Go to the day 2. That's where it has that moderate.
yeah. So,
Alright,
so
alright.
this is updated.
I did step through that a couple
This
times.
is Sunday to Monday,
Yeah.
and here's Monday. So we've got multiple severe storm threats coming up. Here's today, a 2 out of 5 slight risk.
Mhm.
Here's tomorrow, another slight risk. And here is Monday. Severe storm threat, not as great, but there will still be some heavy rain. And that will give us some flooding issues. You see the GFS rainfall total is like 8-9 inches.
I can't remember what it showed.
See, we have to delete because this stuff just like slows it down, like this full weather. It's not necessary.
Well, that's because that was from Monday. They did
Yeah, I
jump back
know.
into the shows.
Yeah,
Imported that.
it just slows it down. Especially when you have so many radar
Mhm.
data sets in there, it gets crazy. Like this video forecast, you don't need this in there.
Tracking this severe thunderstorm across the river valley with some hail that is starting to wind down a little bit. So this might drop off of severe criteria here in a little bit, and hopefully so, because I'm going to the Fayetteville National Cemetery at 9 to put flags down, soldiers' headstones. It will be raining.
Well, we have some planning to do for tonight because I think tonight might be a similar situation.
Yep. Another wake up every hour and monitor. Excuse me.
These storms are pretty much going 40 miles per hour.
Yep. And the McAllister ASOS, which is a weather station, 66 miles per hour.
See if this track makes sense. It's probably not bad.
See, Anthony, you're asking about what came on the southwest side of Bartlesville. No power. Yes, there were some very, very strong winds. 70 miles per hour, maybe even up to 75. So some very strong winds. That's enough to knock out some power lines, take you out of power, leave you in the dark for a little bit.
What time is that severe storm warning?
Go.
Yeah,
That's 17 minutes remaining.
this model's doing so bad.
I know. Kind of like that. The models.
It doesn't line up with the radar.
Nope.
So we can throw that one out.
Yeah, I know.
How about the
They're
graph?
not great. None of them are great. Ugh.
How about this?
That's
Wow.
really bad. So let me keep that on for a second. All right, so that's what it looks like right now, at least the model. Here's what it actually looks like.
Completely different.
Yep.
So I didn't want to show you a computer model.
That's so wrong.
How about the man? Probably not even in there. Oh, yeah, it is.
Some more lightning coming across Washington County. That's upticked a little bit.
Man, that's really bad too.
Oh, that's even worse.
It's pretty much
I think this might be dumping its hail core.
the best we can do is like a radar.
Hartshorn. About to get some hail. Pretty good sized hail. Well, we'll hang on a little bit till this thunderstorm weakens. Yep, they just kind of mentioned the eastern portion of the line continues to look below severe limits. Portsmouth ASOS measured about 24 miles per hour. Plans to not extend the warning farther eastward. Push-ups.
Oh. Wow.
Joe, Spear, this is northwest Arkansas and western Arkansas and eastern Oklahoma. So near Tulsa, west of Little Rock, east of Tulsa, in that area. That's all we're covering. But we're specifically looking along Interstate 40 in Fort Smith, Arkansas, which is west central Arkansas. Or just straight up western Arkansas. Man. You can go to that Alma camera.
Probably Alma has the best view this time at this point.
Yeah, for right now, I think so.
But Dripping Springs is probably getting rained on. This is looking southwest.
Yes. Come on, flash some lightning. It does it whenever I click off of it. I see a light show. Ugh, man. Leslie, tornado chances for northwest Arkansas? None. Right now, none.
Yeah, but later on tonight, that could be a different story.
Tornado risk is out west.
Tonight, see the MCV coming in with the model show?
Yeah. I might have been looking at the day 3. Let me look here.
It's just a model. I mean,
Oh yeah, it's out west for tonight.
okay.
Right now, that's Sunday into Monday. I got like a day 1.
No, here's day 1.
Oh yeah, it's over us. A little bit. We'll keep you updated, Leslie, on how things evolve, but it's a very, very low chance.
That might be going towards the Novi.
What?
That considerable storm.
Oh, way down there.
What is the hail looking like?
Dropping.
It's going down.
It's dropping. Well, won't be long before we end it.
How much longer do we have in that Fort Smith storm?
We have 11 minutes remaining.
Okay, so that's going to be dropped.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I can go home and get at least a couple hours of sleep before work.
Nope. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you'll be able to.
Yeah, I didn't even sleep 1 second.
What? Why not?
I couldn't.
Thought you were going to bed at like 3.
Well, I was here till like 2:30
Why?
because baseball-sized hail popping up. There could have been in our area.
Nah.
And then went home. Then I had to
Yeah.
cook my food for the weekend, and
Uh,
before I knew it, it was like 4:30, and then storms were already firing up. And I was looking at the radar, and then actually I might have slept like a little bit, like a half hour to maybe like an hour.
I woke up every 30 minutes from 2:30 to whenever I came in, 5:30.
Some good deep sleep.
It's the shallowest sleep. It's like a kiddie pool.
Yeah. Well, Northwest Arkansas, just some widespread light to moderate rain.
Yep. 8:20. Let's see. How far away is the cemetery? Fayetteville National Cemetery. Oh, it's right down the road. Take a rain jacket out there.
Skies are dark in Lincoln.
Yeah.
You take Lincoln camera?
Oh yeah.
And see that considerable severe storm that they just issued? Go away, please.
Rain, go away. And severe storms. I do not want you here to stay. New considerable severe thunderstorm warning. Why? For large hail, I guess. Still. That would track that away into far southern LaFleur County.
It's for wind and hail. And tour possible.
What? Nah, I guess I believe it. A little bit of rotation.
You live in LaFleur County. Get ready for a pretty significant storm that's about to come in.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. You know, I don't think. Oh, flash flood warning. You know, because the rain is right over the radar in Fort Smith, dude, this might be a lot of like side load contamination.
Yeah. Good weather one. Show me details.
Boom. Brand new details.
So west of LaFleur County, we have a severe storm warning. It's considerable. 70 miles per hour winds, considerable hail up to 1.75 inches, and a tour possible. This is not your average severe storm.
I'm surprised there's a tornado possible. I mean, that rotation, I don't buy it.
It goes till 9 a.m.
You got it, Zach? I go out to the cemetery.
Yeah.
I don't even know how long I've been here. 2 hours on the live stream. So 6 o'clock.
Yeah, we can't drop off the coverage for that storm coming in.
Nope.
But besides that area, it's looking pretty cool. I'm gonna get mic'd up.
Yeah. I'm not concerned.
What was that update?
Special weather statement. So they dropped the severe thunderstorm warning.
All right, that's good news. But that storm is not.
Golf ball sized hails, 70 miles per hour winds. Does not say tornado possible.
Doesn't go to the very bottom.
Considerable. Oh yeah, tornado possible.
It's weird. It's going on Mega Doppler, but not WSI.
I guess considerable. Well, there is no tornado possible. Oh, you mean Fort Smith?
Yeah.
Because they're letting it expire. And once they say they'll let it expire, I think it drops it off.
Well, I mean, it's already
Mega
gone
Doppler.
on Mega Doppler, but not
Yeah.
WSI.
Right, because they said that they would drop it as soon as it expired. So whenever you do that, it drops it automatically on Mega Doppler, which is pretty dumb.
Interesting. But as of right now, across our area, just some relaxing storms. Nothing really too crazy. But just enough to ruin any morning plans. I'm gonna see if we have any more cuttings coming up.
Okay. So I don't know why that severe thunderstorm warning hasn't dropped off yet, but this is what we're watching. Boom. We're watching this storm just off to the west of LaFleur County, which is this county right here. It is in our weather coverage area. And it's a considerable severe thunderstorm, golf ball sized hail, 70 miles per hour winds, and there's a little rotation. It's very broad. It's like a normalized rotation. Fairly weak sauce. But we're watching that as it tracks into LaFleur County. Now a lot of the counties are clipped out of the severe thunderstorm watch.
Cool.
They clipped out Benton, Washington, Adair, Cherokee, wherever the storms have already passed through.
Or the one shot.
So that pink, the severe thunderstorm watch, drop, because the storms have already moved through you. Oh. They're expecting a downtrend as this storm approaches LaFleur County.
That's good news. Please just go away.
Get out of here. Get out of town. But again, no big tornado threat in northwest Arkansas.
That hell core is going down.
Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah, it's dropped off. It was like 2 inches at one point. Then I think it started to drop the hail. It's still dropping.
Another hell core coming out ahead of that.
That's nothing.
But the storm is considerable, 70 miles per hour winds. Look at the base velocity.
Well, at 4,500 feet in the air, it's only 24 miles per hour. It'd be 55 at 6,000 feet. That's pretty weak sauce.
Yeah. So now it's just a wait and see. Maybe it's like a wide view, see what's going on across the area. Because really no severe weather for us at this second. But we can't quite drop off the coverage because of that storm that we were just showing you. That's going towards LaFleur County.
So they changed it to expire at 8:45.
The one west of LaFleur?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know if that changes in here.
probably not.
28 minutes.
I feel like that's never accurate. Like the max wind gust is always not correct. Or is that knots or is it miles per hour?
What?
You hover over it, 60 knots. Oh, I guess that is 70 miles per hour.
Yeah. That was this one that expires at 45.
Oh, yeah. So just look up to the line. That one.
Bruh.
But we're watching it. Let's do a big picture. See what happened last night.
Look at that. MCS just came diving in. The models were really bad. They were showing that swinging through northwest Arkansas.
Yeah, so these storms originated up in western Kansas, by north of Dodge City, at around 10 o'clock in the evening. You see them up there. Then they swoop down.
At the same time, a bunch of isolated cells in Oklahoma City prompted tornado warnings. I think that helped kill a lot of instability,
Yeah.
which models did not have at all.
This was pretty much weekend.
as it runs into that stable air.
Yeah. But southeast Oklahoma, see how right now we have the severe weather in southeast Oklahoma. Let's see where the instability is. Southeast Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm. And yours truly, LaFleur County.
In LaFleur County. So these storms might not weaken.
I hope they do. But they get cut off, wide outflow boundary.
Well, let's see if we can see an outflow boundary.
I doubt it.
If we mess with the reflectivity, show values that are usually not shown. No, I don't see an outflow boundary yet. But let's do a track on that storm.
Normalized rotation started to drop off a little bit. It looks so messy now.
Good. East at around 40 miles per hour. This is in LaFleur County in southeast Oklahoma, Debbie. So here's the track. Go a little bit more like this, actually.
Yep.
It is a track of this storm. It is a considerable severe storm.
Moving through Tallahena, 849. Big Cedar at 923. Rich Mountain, which is
Outside our coverage area.
well to the south.
Scott
at
County.
938. South of Scott County. Man, am I hungry.
Yeah, we could be doing this again tonight.
Or tomorrow morning.
Yeah, because here's what the marvelous show for tomorrow morning.
Go ahead.
That's not terrible,
Not too terrible.
but still pretty bad. Look at this afternoon. If you have afternoon plans, it's not too bad.
Could get a break.
Yeah.
What's up?
We'll be cutting 1 hour on KFTA and KXNW, and for KWA we have a break at 9:15, and go 8, and then 9:47:15.
All right, cool. Stand by for maybe doing the 9:15.
Or
Yeah, maybe.
Thanks.
no problem. It is also good programming the whole time on all 3 channels right now. I think paid programming on KFTA is like 9 to 10, so it doesn't matter when we cut it.
Gotcha.
According to that, they apparently do not care about good football.
Well, it is required by the FCC.
Yeah.
Wait, you said paid programming on KFTA?
Yeah.
We don't want to cover up that unless we really have to.
Well, already paid for it.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure you lose the revenue if you cover up paid programming.
Bruh.
I don't know how it works. I mean, of course, if these storms are threatening life and property, we'll cover it up.
It's a very broad rotation. Oh, hail is dropping off pretty significantly. Jordan, I see your comment about North Fort Smith underwater. What are you seeing out there? Describe what you're seeing. See if I can get on our cameras. Can't really tell if there's a lot of flooding or not. Do severe thunderstorm warning for LaFleur County now.
Well, Northwest Arkansas, we're not expecting tornadoes, but LaFleur County, we have an interesting storm.
They dropped the hail.
They just extended that severe storm
I
warning
know.
into LaFleur.
They dropped the hail.
Okay.
The size of it.
So if you live in LaFleur County, then you might not want to go to bed just yet. Is that a tour possible?
Probably. Yeah. Wait. Yeah, tornado possible.
Well, here it is. Severe storm warning. Considerable. 70 miles per hour winds. Tornado possible. So if you live in LaFleur County, you need to be weather aware. Take Waldron, point to west.
Waldron. West. There's the west view.
Come on. Stinking storm.
Losing it. Yeah, so Bearville, you're good.
Over there in Watts, Oklahoma by Salem Springs, Arkansas.
Not much.
Not much going on. I mean, some rain, no doubt. But yeah.
You're pretty good. The only area of concern is LaFleur County, and we're staying right at it. Let's do a radar tour, Peyton.
All right.
Those winds are pretty strong.
Well, that's storm relative winds. Base velocity. Let's sneeze. Never mind. Dude, there's like no rotation now, like at all. Barely any like normalized rotation. Just a line. All right. Wide view. I'll throw on the lightning for the wide view, at least for a second. Lightning starting to wind down here. Northwest Arkansas almost completely. Still some lightning going on the river valley. Maybe some very small hail. Maybe. But yeah, that's why we're still going. Because of that considerable severe thunderstorm warning. Which I can There you go. Now you know that orange outline is considerable, or what we have labeled as damaging. So yeah, that's pushing through LaFleur County here in the next little bit. Golf ball size winds up to 70 miles per hour winds.
So not your average severe storm. But not too concerned about the rotation at this point in time.
Nope. I'm gonna go change real quick
All right.
because this is the only storm. So I think I'm gonna change real quick. It's down for a little bit. Do you think it'd be good to go in a little bit?
Someone's got to stay here, so I guess I will.
I mean, I can. I don't know. It's almost 9 o'clock in the morning.
I mean, we're staying until the storm drops off, but then beyond that, I think that I really think there will be a break in the action this afternoon. But as of right now, we got this considerable severe storm through 9:30
So confused why they have the tornado possible.
on this Saturday morning. There'll probably be an extension for Scott County to like 10:30.
The winds at the surface aren't that bad. 25, 30 miles per hour.
Hope these storms just drop south. It kind of looks like they are. Line break. There's a line break in there. Is that
Where?
west of Tallahena?
Yeah, a little bit of a descending reflectivity core. It's probably starting to draw more south now. Huh?
So in there is where we have to watch that. Where we have that line break. Ready?
Is that a true? Oh, wall driven
Waldron's
down.
So look to the west of Tallahena. This area right here.
Waldron's back.
That could be a bit suspicious.
We'll see.
But maybe not.
Well, we'd have a great view of it. Maybe.
Just back up.
Yeah.
Could do a track. Moving east 60 miles per hour. So they've sped up a little bit. That's the track. So these storms, I think they'll miss Scott County.
There's like none. You know, a little bit. Trying to pick back up. Nah.
Fix the true line break.
No. He's just, I'm not convinced.
But here is the very latest. This is the only severe storm that we're looking at. And that's why we're on it. Well, we're tracking a storm that has a tornado
Oh.
possible.
Hail is practically gone.
Good. That means it's weakening, but really the only area that we're concerned with right now is south of Fort Smith, south of I-40, just LaFleur County. For the time being, that could change later on today, but as of right now, here's the very latest.
Good old LaFleur County.
Yep, can always count on LaFleur and Scott County to have severe weather. So we're going to go till 9:30, so another 40 more minutes. Cabot, Arkansas, by Little Rock.
A ways away.
Let me zoom out. Look at Cabot, Arkansas.
Yeah, well, northeast of Little Rock, or I guess northeast of Jacksonville.
Oh, we got some storms rolling in, looks like, but they're not severe. But here is the day one outlook for severe weather. Big slight risk across pretty much the whole state. Storm's kind of riding the instability boundary. We take off the radar. See where the instability is? Floor County. Put the radar on. The day 2 and day 3 outlook.
They're removing the tornado possible tag.
They are?
Mhm.
Nice.
Okay, I'm gonna go change then. It's looking like it's winding down.
We just stay on Slack.
What's up?
Stay
Yeah,
on
it's Slack.
Okay.
I'll pop back in briefly just to double check.
Well, here's the day 2 outlook. This is for tomorrow. Breaking down the hazards. Here's the tornado for day 2. This is for tomorrow, Sunday into Monday. The wind, hail, those are the main threats. Here is a severe storm threat for today. So I see some people asking about any tornado potential for the day. And for right now, not too concerned about it, but later on this evening into the overnight, Things could be ramping back up again, and here is the tornado threat for today into early Sunday morning. It is low, but not zero. Here's the wind. Already a lot of reports of wind off to our west. Hail. That's going to be an issue potentially. Here's day 2. And here's day 3. What time is the softball game? Is it 8? Because I think there will be a break in the action. Springdale's good. Right now it's just some rain. Yeah, looks like the rain is moving out of the area. But there is some more development off to our west, though. Just a very active pattern. Hail. Yeah, the hail's dropping off, too. Just west of Tallahena, there is a little bit of hail, but it looks to be below severe levels. But softball game tonight, if it's this evening, they might be pretty good. To show you a future track. Show you this one. Well, this model shows some storms forming this evening. And that could be an issue. I don't like the looks of that for this evening. Here's the extended. That could be trouble this evening. And again, tomorrow morning, that could be trouble too. And just all these rounds of rain, they're going to add to our flooding threat.
Just leave my stuff here for tomorrow morning.
You see what it looks like this evening?
What? Say what time?
Like 9 p.m.
Does it blow up?
Yep.
All right, I can come in sooner.
Because Sunday morning or Monday morning.
Yeah, I know. It's just like over and over and over. Same thing.
Springdale, there will be later on this evening a tornado threat, but looks pretty low.
I'll send this here for later, Doug. Don't come in this evening. Everything winding down?
Well, it's still considerable, so
Yeah, it's winding down though. I know it's still considerable, but all that they've mentioned is that it's done nothing but start to wind down.
yeah. If it's still considerable at 9:15, I'll do a cut in.
I mean, there's no rotation. Pretty weak salts. Yeah, just falling off.
Yep, always happens at nights or the early morning hours.
There's splash flooding behind it. I can take care of the 9 tonight.
What we need to do is we need to update the blog.
Yeah.
We can
See-
do that remotely. Well,
I
not
mean, I
really
still have to
because
count
you
it.
have to have graphics.
You mean come in like 7?
I mean, we're just gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen?
All right, I'm gonna bounce out of here.
All right.
You're winding down. Fayetteville National Cemetery. Come help plant flags if you want. And we'll probably see you later, sir.
All right. We'll keep in contact.
Yes, sir. If something happens with that,
All right.
Yeah.
See ya. But I'll stay on here until these storms go away. See, the hail core is really going down. You're fine right now, but later on this evening, that could go up. A lot of lightning. So the storm is still pretty strong. Here's Waldron looking west. Look at all the flood warnings being issued behind this storm. Just shows you it's only Saturday. As we go further into the weekend, the flood potential will be going back up. Well, that doesn't look crazy high, but it will be on the increase as we go throughout the day. And I think the increase in the instability will lead to some more storms forming later on this evening. Here's the instability right now. So they actually did downgrade that severe storm warning to a base. Yes, this storm is really weakening. It's probably about to die. 60 miles per hour winds, the hail below severe levels, just a wind issue right now here. Here's the instability. Yeah, all those cells ahead of it are killing the instability. But let's show you what happens later on. It does increase. This could be underdone, but the instability does work its way back in later on. And so what does the day look like? The rest of your Saturday. This might have to be updated here coming up. But notice how chances for storms are going up later on this evening. Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, so as we go throughout the day, I will update these chances for rain, and I do think that they will be a bit different. Just based on the latest, the models. It's kind of hard to make one of those 2-day precipitation forecasts that far out in advance. But here's a model. The HRRR shows most of the afternoon pretty quiet. But this evening and tonight, notice how we have some storms moving into northwest Arkansas. And I think some of those could potentially be severe. We got a strong cell moving into Benton County at around 10:30. And that could be an issue. See what the graph shows. Shows a break in the action. This doesn't have the storm this evening, but I think this model's wrong. I think the HRRR is doing the best job. That could be trouble too. So Sunday morning. (11 a.m.) So that could be severe as well. Pretty much every day this weekend has a severe storm threat and a flooding threat. And as we go further into the weekend, that flooding threat, that's going to be on the increase. Because we're still expecting maybe up to 7 inches, 8 inches of rain on top of what we just saw. Good. Hell core is going back down. So here's why I haven't gotten really any sleep yet. We still have a severe storm. And here's the hell core. It's going down. This storm, they'll probably drop this severe went back up again, but it's just borderline severe. So if you live in Whitesboro, just south of Whitesboro, north of Hanover, there is a little hail core, very rural area for that storm. And they dropped all considerable tags.
So,
9:15. I think we'll hold off.
all right.
I think this storm is weakening, and I think I'm going to end this stream pretty soon here.
But
And then we could probably go.
yeah, going down.
All right.
We're not doing that.
Nope.
Yeah, going down with that.
All right. This storm cell, I think it might fizzle out, but it's dropping south out of the coverage area. So I'm not doing a cut in at 9:15 just because these storms are winding down. I believe it. Golf ball sized hail. It's been super active. Sorry, 9:12. Was that the one that had the baseball size hail? Yeah, appreciate all the comments. It's pretty quiet now. I'm just gonna hang on just a little while longer looking at this storm. Yeah, here's some hail. So just in between Whitesboro and Hanobi. Some quarter-sized hail. So they are continuing this severe storm warning. This does expire in about 15 minutes. Just heard some lightning. Where I am. Or I heard thunder. Can't hear lightning.
This is KWA of Fox 24 Chief Meteorologist Dan Scott. Lightning has been detected near your current location.
And that was an update from Dan about lightning. The hail might be a little bit bigger. I know. Oh, I didn't mean to hit that comment. Yeah, South Fayetteville, the thunder. I just heard a big boom. But I do know I have to get some rest before the storms come back in. It's probably not going to happen. Feel a little circulation by Hanobi. Got this MDA that popped up. I'm watching it. $10 a.m. or 10 p.m. 10 a.m. you should be good. It will be a little bit rainy, but 10 p.m. that could be an issue. Here's the radar right now for Bentonville and Rogers. The rain is actually tapering off, and I think a lot of the afternoon for Bentonville and Rogers looks dry. Hail core is going down again. A little bit of rotation down there by the Hanobi Ludlow area. We might drop off this warning. Yeah, as of right now, this area really isn't severe because the hail's gone down, the winds have gone down, but a little bit of a rotation area down by Hanobi. We'll see how that pans out. Maybe not as much anymore. But I'm watching it, and I'll stay on until they drop this warning. And then I gotta get some sleep before my shift at 2 o'clock this afternoon. There's a radar toward Logan County. These storms are getting a bit stronger. Not much hail though, but some lightning, some heavy rain in Logan County. Widespread rain up in Johnson, Newton, Boone County. Rain is tapering off. Let's take the Rogers camera and point it west and see if we can see any sunshine. Probably not. Still some rain up in Rogers, but pretty soon this rain should be tapering off. That's a feature track for Sunday morning, 11 a.m. But here is the radar. Radar is right here. Hail core continues to go down. I think they'll probably drop this warning. Got 8 more minutes on this severe storm warning. I hope they drop this off. And if they continue it as a base severe storm warning and it's barely clipping the area, I think I'll shut down the stream. It's got a flood warning for the Illinois River. Got a flood warning. Yeah, that area of circulation has gone down. Thought for a second it was starting to spin. Nothing much in Northwest Arkansas, nothing to worry about. The only reason why we're still on is because we had this severe storm in LaFleur County. Here is Northwest Arkansas. Just some light to moderate rain, looks pretty widespread. But I think there will be a lull in the rain for this afternoon for a lot of the area. But we got about 6 more minutes on this severe storm warning. And the hail, I think it continues to go down, and it does. So we're almost done here. Logan County seeing that rain pick up. Yeah, when thunder roars, go indoors. Don't want to be out in the lightning. A lot of people probably have weekend plans. And I think this afternoon, I'll keep an eye on the radar. I think there will be some breaks in the rain for this afternoon. But this evening, it could be a different story. Well, we got this warning. It is set to expire coming up here. We'll see what it does. It's got a new severe storm warning. It is for LaFleur County. Goes until 10:30. $10:30. It's an odd warning. I feel like someone will be out of there by 10:30. He's out of that polygon. I don't know about that. Yeah, I see those clouds north of Bentonville. Huh. Interesting warnings here. I don't know what's going on. Benton County, the rain is tapering off. You see the hail moving out of the Floor County. Really dropping off. I don't even know if these winds are severe. I think this sums it up, Keith. Whole lot of nothing here. And I think I'm going to end this stream. Here's one last look at the radar. We're seeing widespread moderate rain across a good chunk of the coverage area. Some stronger storms in eastern Logan County. Now, LaFleur County, that is a severe storm, but that hail core has really gone down to pretty much nothing. That is not severe hail, and the winds don't really look that crazy either. Maybe up to 50 miles per hour, and that's going to drop off pretty shortly as well. They'll probably expire that before 10:30. So I think at this point in time, we're going to end it. If things start to pop off again, we'll restart it. But until then, I think there will be a break in the rain this afternoon. But later on tonight, this evening, I think things will start to ramp back up again. And we'll keep you updated on it. And I hope you have a great weekend. Hope you will be able to, enjoy some of it because a lot of it looks rainy. We'll have more details on the news this evening, and we'll be back on here if need be. Stay safe.